Yeah, I think that's a brilliant question because there are two answers to that, really. The first one is absolutely, and I think theater and play is a great leveler, because
Mm,
we all played, and
yeah.
it's absolutely important to emphasize that you don't have to be an actor, you don't have to be a theater person to participate in a
Phew,
Futures
thank goodness.
Literacy Theater Lab or a performance for Futures. It's because it happens through games in a really, really playful way. So generally speaking, yes, you can mix and match. And in the video that you had, we had some really young people who were attending the forum because they had schools visiting, and they had some like guy working for NATO or whatever. So there's
Yeah.
different people kind of doing that sort of stuff. Having said that, the second answer, and perhaps that's something that's to do with my learning,
Mm,
uh, is that I once ran this lab with a group of postgraduate students at Middlesex University, actually.
okay.
And it wasn't this lab, this structure, but it was a performance for futures workshop,
Yeah.
with different types of games. uh, and at the end of it, when we asked for feedback, there were a couple of people who were neurodivergent, and they said, I felt quite uncomfortable
Define
with
neurodivergent just for the audience who aren't academic or understand that.
so neurodivergent people who do not fall within what is considered to be the norm of our sort of neurological pathways,
Okay.
in terms of so people with different conditions, for example, being in the autistic spectrum. Okay, so a couple of people who said, you put me in a room full of people and asked me to move around. It really felt uncomfortable for me, and
Gotcha.
and and that yeah, and that taught me that you really need to be paying attention to who you're working with. And I'm not making excuses for myself, but at that point, it was a fairly small room, really, really crowded. So there wasn't, an ideal number of people for a workshop like this. Maybe it's 12, 15 at the most. And I was working with like 35 people in a room. So you can't really give everybody and pay attention to the people who are starting to feel a bit uncomfortable and so on. Generally, as a facilitator, your job is to also look after the participants in a workshop. And so that taught me that I really need to be careful and really work with smaller groups and pay attention. Or work with
Gotcha.
a second facilitator if we're working with a larger group, so that you're co-facilitating and really being able to care for, because it's really important that you do.